Hello, everyone, and welcome to Riddle Me Din-Din. This is our third time trying out this particular type of event, and I'm hoping that I do have some subscribers that really enjoy my riddles, and I'm hoping that you're able to pop in today. I know you do. If you're not here right now and I'm kind of talking to myself, I know that my subscribers are coming back to watch and listen, so thank you for that. Today we are in an outdoor clay brick bake oven. I love these. I used to work in a living history museum and I made the best banana bread in town. I could never make it work on an electric oven. It always worked with the clay brick oven. I just had a feel. You have to have a feel for those kind of ovens. So we're here today because I have a three-part menu for you. I have picked out what I think is a really lovely, simple meal, much quicker to prepare than it is to get the ingredients out of me. But those of you who are my subscribers or repeat listeners passing through, you do know how it works with me. You need to get your recording devices ready, pen, pencil, whatever you like to use. And my dear Msouls, every riddle that I give you leads to an answer, which is an ingredient for our materials list. So here we go. Let's get on with round one because this is so tasty and I want you to get to enjoying it. Round one riddles this week have a musical theme because some of my subscribers have told me they really like those ones. So riddle me this, Msoul. A singer named Arning Board Sam sings this blues song, gonna sprinkle it all around my door. That's the way I can tell who come and go. Riddle number two. A singer named Teddy Robinson from a group called Crafty Kids sings this song. Some of the lyrics include, such a tease, I ain't order quattro cheese, I ain't wanna rest in peace, no stage right exit please. What's it called? An artist named Gene Wildest created an acoustic song. What is its name? Some of the lyrics are, you're breaking hearts and pushing daisies, and I won't see you again, so I just wish you well. You left the earth and left me crazy. I hope you found your God or your joy in hell. My goodness. What lyrics? Riddle number three. Well, you just heard it, sorry. Riddle number four. An artist named Brian England of Groove Prescription, who can be found on YouTube and a website by the same name, features this instrumental song. There are no lyrics. What is it? Finally, riddle number five. An artist named Creepseed sings this song. Some of the lyrics include, tell me where to go, meet another creature, tell you who to be, listen to my sorrows on there, tell me who to be. What is it? All right. Let's review. Riddle number one, the singer named Arning Board Sam. He's been in this business for over 66 years. It's a blues song, and it's called Self-Rising Flour. We'll need 1 1/4 cups of self-rising flour. Number two, singer named Teddy Robinson from the group Crafty Kid. They're singing about a song called Greek Yogurt. And we're going to need 1 cup of Greek yogurt. If you don't like or have Greek yogurt, you can substitute that with sour cream. Riddle number three, Gene Wildest, an acoustic song. And his song is called Melted Butter. Melted Butter. Riddle number four, an artist named Brian England from Groove Prescription. Well, this instrumental song is called Garlic Powder. And we're going to need about a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. If I forgot to mention, we need 4 tablespoons of the melted butter, 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. Okay, finally, Creepseed singing a song about meeting another creature. The song's actually called Shredded Cheese, and we need 1/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. So shredded cheddar is the name of his song. Shredded cheddar cheese is what we need. So, Venus, you may ask, what does this make? It's actually 2 main ingredient breadsticks And these two simple ingredients you probably already have in the kitchen. It's a versatile dough. You can actually turn it into other things like pizza crust or flatbreads or pretzel bites base. Could be used for calzones or bagels. It's Weight Watchers friendly, but we're going to use it for breadsticks. So here's how we put it all together. Prep time's only 10 minutes. Bake time is 10 to 15 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. In a bowl, combine your 1 cup of flour and the yogurt or sour cream. Stir together until it's really well combined. Transfer this dough onto a flat surface. Use the remaining 1/4 cup of flour to knead the dough until it's smooth and no longer sticky. Divide this dough into 8 portions and roll each dough portion between the palms of your hands until it forms a thin log. So this is the shape of your breadstick. Alternatively, roll the dough into rectangular shapes and cut them into 8 thin logs. So that's your choice. Arrange each log in a single layer on a lightly greased baking pan. Don't let them touch each other. And then in a bowl, separately, combine 2 tablespoons of the melted butter, the garlic powder, and the herbs, any kind of herbs you want to add for taste. And you're going to brush this buttery garlic, melted gooey oiliness onto the butter mixture and onto the dough on the pan, and then sprinkle generously with your grated cheese. All right? You're going to bake this in the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes or until you see it turn lightly brown. Remove it from the heat. Immediately brush it with the remaining buttery, garlicky, oily stuff, the melted butter there, and it is ready to serve. These are really yummy breadsticks, but we need to have something to go with it. So let's go to round 2 where we're going to add or cook the complement for these breadsticks. So here we go. Riddle me this, round 2. You can drink this juice, but it's not tomato. You can peel me, but I'm not a potato. I'm long and I come in a bunch. I can be in a cake or eaten for lunch. What am I? Riddle number 2. You can eat its wings, its breasts, and its legs. Plus, when it's alive, you can eat its eggs. What am I? Riddle number 3. I'm a hot, fragrant spice. My plant resembles bamboo. And I can be chopped or powdered just to feed you. What am I? Riddle number 4. I'm a bulb, but make no light. I smell pungent and can be buttered up. What am I? Riddle number 5. I make things light and fluffy. Use me instead of yeast. Add water to me and I bubble like a beast. What am I? Riddle number 6. I'm white, but I'm not milk. I'm small, but I'm not snow. I'm a grain, but I'm not rice. I'm in a shaker, but I'm not pepper. What am I? Riddle number 7. Rich in protein, I'm Snow White. Whey was strained out of me, so I'm a thick Mediterranean delight. What am I? Riddle number 8. I can make you cry even though I'm not mean. Unlike my fat round cousin, I grow tall and lean. What am I? Well, let's review. In riddle number 1, we're talking about something that can be juiced, it can be peeled, it can be in a cake or eaten raw. It's a carrot. And in this case, any kind of vegetable scraps, carrot, tomato, pepper, celery, mushrooms, asparagus, whatever you got in your fridge that you need to use up and get rid of it, cut it up, chop it nice and small. You're going to put these vegetable scraps aside. We're going to need this for our recipe. In riddle number 2, the thing with wings and breasts that's alive, you can eat its eggs, that's a chicken. We're going to need 4 cups of chicken or vegetable broth. And again, you can use those vegetable scraps to make a broth if you don't have one. That's just tossing them in and boiling them up for 20 or 30 minutes in order to have a broth from scratch. Riddle number 3, hot fragrant spice resembles bamboo. It's actually ginger. We're both going to need a half teaspoon of the powdered ginger and or both or one or the other. We need 3 inches of smashed peeled ginger from the raw plant. Okay, the next riddle, number 4, a bulb that makes no light. It's pungent and it can be buttered up. We're talking about garlic. We're going to need both the powder and the real garlic cloves, or use one or the other, depending on what you've got in your house. A half tablespoon of the powder form garlic, and up to 5 chopped cloves of the raw garlic. Riddle number 5, light and fluffy. Instead of yeast, we're talking about baking powder. You're going to need about a spoonful of that. White but not milk, it's a grain. We're talking about salt, and we'll need a pinch of that to taste, depending on whether you should be adding salt or not. If you need to watch your salt, you don't need to add it. Riddle number 7, rich in protein, Snow White, strained the way out of me. It's Greek yogurt. And again, if you want to substitute the Greek yogurt, if you use sour cream in the breadsticks, you want to use sour cream in this recipe as well. If you use Greek yogurt in this dish as well, so that they can complement each other. Riddle number 8 can make you cry even though it's not mean. Unlike its fat round cousin, I'm tall and lean. We're talking about chopping a spring onion. You know those skinny ones where if you chop down the tube, it's just little green circles that you get? That's what we want to have. And put those aside. So, Venus, what does this make? This is a yummy ginger garlic soup. You can eat this with the breadsticks and experience how great this combination actually is together. So let's put it all together because it's dinner time over here on the East Coast and we want to get ready for it. So, cook your finely chopped vegetable scraps in your chicken or vegetable broth. While you heat it up, add the ginger and the garlic powders and the raw ginger and the raw garlic, if that's what you have, into this broth and stir it in. You can use both the true plants and the powders if you have the both, or make do, substitute as you need. Both will be working out and making a very tasty soup. Add about a half spoon of baking soda into this soup as it's heating up and keep stirring it until it's fully dissolved off your spoon. And you'll see that the broth will become a bit semi-thick. If you want it to be a bit thicker, add another half spoonful of that baking powder and keep stirring until it is fully dissolved off of the spoon and a part of the broth texture. Next, add your salt to taste if you want to use salt. When you're ready to serve this, when it's warm enough and the vegetable scraps are soft, and if you want to really get rid of any chunks, you can put them in the blender, blend it up and put it back into the broth. Just keep a little bit of the broth in to help the vegetables stir, or leave it as it is. Once you've got everything ladled into your soup bowls, garnish on top with a dollop of that Greek yogurt or sour cream. Sprinkle then some of the finely chopped spring onions on top for a texture and a color contrast. You can even, if you're adventurous, if you love ginger, put just a little dash of the ginger powder over top of the whole thing to give it a little splash of color. And all right, Msoul, I hope your mouth is watering, but we need a complimentary beverage for this soup and breadstick meal. And I have just the thing for you. I'm drinking it right now. Let's head on to round 3. Round 3. We need a beverage to top off this lovely meal. So riddle me this, Msoul. Choose hands of me with firm unwrinkled skin that's thin enough to scrape away with your fingernail. That's how you know I'm fresh. What am I? Riddle number 2. I can be sparkling, but I'm not a star. I can run, but I don't have any legs. I can fall, but I don't get hurt. I'm found in a bath, but I'm not a rubber duck. I can help you clean, but I'm not soap. What am I? Riddle number 3. I'm a type of citrus fruit, although I'm not an orange. I'm not a melon either, but melon you should rearrange. What am I? So, Venus, what does this make? It's ginger water. You know those fancy hotels and those fancy spas? Well, this is the stuff in those jugs. Here's how we make it. You're going to grate 1.5 teaspoons of the fresh ginger. If you don't have fresh ginger, you can use a sprinkle of the powder. You can boil 4 cups of water. Add the ginger to this water once it's been boiled, once it starts bubbling. You're going to take this off the stove and allow the ginger to steep in this bubbling water while it's cooling down for 5 to 10 minutes. You're then going to strain this liquid to remove the ginger pieces and allow the water to cool enough so that you can drink it, or place it in the refrigerator and drink it when it's cold. Well, Msoul, what do you think? Please be aware, if you haven't tried this before, ginger has a strong taste. So for some people, adding a flavoring such as a lemon or a little bit of a squirt of lemon juice in there, or sticking a lemon wedge on the edge of your glass may improve the taste for you if you're not used to it. Some people also will use honey while the water's still warm to dissolve the honey in with the ginger. It's actually really nice for someone with a sore throat who thinks they're coming down with a cold. But you don't need to do that, especially if you're trying to be sweetener free. So add a slice of real lemon or squeeze some into your cup. If you're using the real lemon product that's in that jar called real lemon or real lime, or that plastic thing that looks like a lemon with the concentrated juice, just a few drops will be enough to give you a really nice flavor. Now, please note, ground ginger. For every tablespoon of fresh ginger, you only need about a 1/4 teaspoon of the ground ginger. So if you don't have the real ginger to put into the boiling water for the 1.5 teaspoons of fresh ginger, what you really need is about a 1/2 teaspoon of the ground ginger altogether, if I measured my math correctly. Okay, so you don't need as much powder as you would use the raw. So maybe even just add a little bit at a time until you find the right balance for your particular taste. Now, Msouls, I am always concerned about our health and trying to promote healthy choices and let you know about things that are out there that we may not come across, but we can make with the things sitting in our fridge and forgotten in our cupboards. So I just want to let you know that while I do drink ginger in my tea, and I know a lot of people who love cooking with real ginger, there is a warning that comes with that. So if ginger is not for you, a tall glass of ice water with a lemon wedge would still be a lovely complement to this soup. You can always use the other ingredients and bypass the ginger if you know that's not your flavor. Just use what you have and tell us about your substitutions in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you love to eat. We may like it too. And for the sake of protecting your health, I want to give you a warning just to be aware. According to the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, there are some ginger that may interfere with blood thinning medication. So if you are using a blood thinner, please use a substitute for the ginger, lemongrass, other vegetables, mushrooms, asparagus, peppers, anything else. It doesn't necessarily have to be a ginger soup. It could be based on whatever the vegetable is that's hanging out in your fridge and needs some love. And people who drink ginger water in excess may experience mild side effects. So while I'm saying enjoy a glass with your meal, please don't drink a whole jug all at once by yourself. What may happen is you could get gassy, you could get abdominal pains, diarrhea, and heartburn in the worst cases. So please go easy on the ginger water. And although there's no studies that conclude that ginger causes harm in pregnancy, I am seeing a warning about ginger. If you are pregnant, please still talk to your doctor first before drinking ginger water while you're pregnant, just to be on the safe side. So as usual, I'm not a doctor. I just want us all to be well and take care of ourselves the best that we can so that we can live our best possible experiences in this one life that's so precious that we have. So as usual, it takes longer to play my game than to make the meal. Get busy, Msouls. Try these recipes out. Let us know how it works out in the comments. I'd love to know if you enjoy this meal as much as I do. Or if you make this dough for the breadsticks and turn it into a base for another type of meal, pizza, tacos, whatever it is that you're doing, let us know. It's always interesting to see how people tweak recipes for their tastes. Sometimes we never know what we like until we see someone giving us a new idea. And have a wonderful dinner out there, everyone. Thank you for sharing your valuable time with me. Bon appetit. I will be back next week at the regularly scheduled time at 8 p.m., but I am heading off. I was invited to a free session for how to develop your video game ideas, and I do so want to create at least one for Venus that you guys can play and enjoy. I do have a storyline and a premise for it, so I want to make use of that. Thank you for being flexible with me, and for everyone on the West Coast, thank you when you do get a chance to sign in. I hope you do enjoy this lovely meal. Springtime has sprung, but we still may have the chills, those of us who live north of the American border. And those of you who are Americans that live north of the main American border that's shared with the Canadians. All my friends out there in Alaska, thank you for listening when you do listen. Thank you for your feedback. Subscribers, have a wonderful evening. I hope you really enjoy this meal. Let me know. Take care. And I will be back live on Friday night. So for a tuck in and chill. See you then, everybody. Have a wonderful day and take care.